Okie dokie. Saints Row 2022 is what I've been calling it because it's just been launched as Saints Row. This is our first review of this year because I have not done a lot. And we went straight head first into Saints Row. First of all, this game was gifted to me by Deep Silver. I am a part of their creator program. So again, just a massive shout out to you guys. Thank you very, very much for giving me the opportunity to review your game. Just thank you. Because if not, I would have ended up having to buy it myself to actually play it and then review it if it was on the list. Yes, I have not been streaming on Twitch whatsoever. I moved to Trovo 5-6 months ago and have been doing pretty well over there. So for my YouTube audience, if you want to know where I disappeared to, it's over there, trovo.live _addict plays. It's the same username wherever I am. So you're more than welcome to come over and say hello. But let's crack on with the review. We've got quite a bit to talk about, to be fair. And yes, as always, I've been writing things down. Now you can buy the base game on the Xbox store. That's the version that I tested it. Base game is £60. You could get the gold edition for £85, and you could get the platinum edition for £95. The gold edition and the platinum edition come with the expansion pass and a few extra goodies, where the base game does not come with the expansion pass, and you can't buy it separately on its own. So if you do want that pass, you do have to buy the gold edition or the expansion edition, from what I can tell. Deep Silver, again, working on this product itself. It's a 60 gig installation file, so it's big. It's not small. 60 gig is quite a bit. And if you've got slow internet, it's going to take you a little bit of time to download it. And if I would have gone to my usual purchase place, I would have been charged $49.85 for the base game itself. They have a Nitros edition which comes with extra goodies, but that's all on them. So base game, how was it? Was it any good? Is it worth picking up? That's what the review's for. I've got the same template that I always use on all my other reviews, so it would be silly for me to deviate from it. First of all, choice of music used, audio, effects, and voice acting. I'm going to knock on the easy one first. Voice acting, on point, loved every bit of it. There was a lot of comedy in this game itself that made me laugh. My viewers enjoyed it as well, with all the clown moments itself, so I can't fault the voice acting in any way, and I'm not going to. I think the voice acting is perfectly fine. The choice of music used, now this is the iffy bit that I'm actually kind of annoyed. There is a feature in the game that allows you to turn off copyright music. So if you are streaming this onto a platform like Twitch, for example, you can stream playing knowing that you're not going to get hit, hopefully, with any copyright strikes. But by turning off the licensed music, there is no substitute for it whatsoever. And I tested it within the game. I wanted to make sure it wasn't a bug itself. There's quite a good amount of radio stations that you can go through, and there's quite a good amount of music within the game, and a lot of them are very familiar tunes as well, which you may recognize. And I loved the in-game music at certain points where certain missions had no background music in them whatsoever, and even the end game mission had no music in it whatsoever as well. So the music was only pretty good pretty much while you were driving around with your car, because when you were out and about doing side quests and side missions, a lot of the time there was no music whatsoever. So it's just you, the explosions, the gun sounds, and the screaming and all the hellish, but no music. And like I said, if you turn copyright music off and sit in your car with the music station and go through the stations, there is no music being played back whatsoever. And I think this is a massive, massive missed opportunity here by Deep Silver, or by whoever was in control of sorting this out. There are many music artists out there that are trying really hard to get their name out, and I feel just with a little bit of research or a little bit of time, whoever was in charge of doing the music for the game could have reached out to some of these artists and said, hey, would you like to put your music in our game? It would blow them up. in my opinion. It really would. It would have been a fantastic idea for not only the game of Saints Row to have that in it, but also the artists that done the music. So massive missed opportunity there. That, and like I said, a lot of the time there was no music playing, so there was no energy, there was no vibe, there was no oomph, and it really did kick the vibe down, because there was a lot of fun moments in the game that were, especially that I enjoyed, but there was no music to carry it whatsoever, and that really kind of annoyed me. The graphics, texturing, and weather effects. Another missed opportunity here. There were no weather effects. In an open world experience that's extremely similar to GTA, it would have been nice to have seasonal effects: rain, thunder, lightning, storms, wind, autumn. None of that. Nope. Just night and day. just night and day, night and day, night and day. That's all we pretty much got. That to me is a letdown. Because again, you've got games like GTA that have been out for such a long time, and you can tell this game is trying to get to the same standard in a way, but nothing. Just. But the graphics itself, I had it running at Ultra 4K on the Series X. It's beautiful at times. It is, the coloring pops. It is absolutely breathtaking in some of the areas, and I liked to. I did a lot of boat driving off stream and on stream. I did a lot of helicopter flying on stream and off stream, and the colors and the neons and all that lot were vibrant, and they were gorgeous in some areas. I kind of got confused that when I first turned the game on, it asked me did I want to run the game at 1080p or 1440 resolution. When I've got a 4K Xbox 4K monitor, of course I'd want it running in 4K. That makes sense. I didn't get it unless the game suffered from such major issues that they had to put those options in so you could downscale the game just to make it run smoother and better. But again, the console should decide that. Methinks that it was an option obviously for PC testing, and maybe it was left in. I don't know, but I don't get it. That was the first time I've ever played a game where the game allowed me to downscale the resolution to play it. I've never had that before, and I personally don't get it. But that's just me. But if you've got this game running at 4K, it pops beautifully on your TV and on your monitor if you've got a 4K monitor. Yes, we had a lot, and I'm not talking a miniature. We had so many glitches and bugs in this game. It was funny at first, but then it got quite tedious. It got to a point where I did end up having to shut the game down and reload the game just to make things work properly because they weren't working. I had a zoom glitch where I tried to get into a helicopter, and my vision was like Hawkeye. I was staring into the ground and I couldn't do nothing. I had my hands turning into guns when I had no guns out. We had a lot of tethering glitches and bugs when we were dragging vehicles along. It was bad. I mean, really bad. The game felt very unpolished, like very unpolished, and it should have had more time in the Q&A department before being pushed out the door, in my opinion. Gameplay mechanics, like I said, the game is extremely similar to a GTA game itself. It does use a lot of features that were in the previous Saints Row games, but this is a remake. This isn't a continuation in their series, like Saints Row 3, 4, and 5, and 6. No, it's just, like I said, it's just called Saints Row. So it's a remake of the game series. I don't know why they started again, to be fair. I don't get it. But that's on them. I didn't do that sort of research to go into it to find out exactly why they wanted to restart. But I'm sure if you do a few Google searches, you might be able to find it. The mechanics, like I said, the gun wheel, the driving, a lot of it has already been utilized in other games. It works quite well in this game, except for the shooting and driving at the same time. That is very difficult and very hard to do, and to me it felt clunky as hell, and I didn't like it as much. Replayability and game difficulty. Yes, there is a lot of replayability in this game because there is a ton of missions to do. Even when you complete the story, you can go and continue doing a lot of the side missions for your other ventures, and the fun can go on for quite a long time. We put 6 streams into this game itself, average 4 to 5 hours a stream. I did a lot of off-stream hours as well, and I've still got loads more to do. I think I only finished at around about 60% game completion with the story done and a lot of the side missions done, but I still had so much more to do in terms of collectibles, in terms of the hustles, in terms of the ventures, running businesses as well. There's still a hefty amount to do, but I did complete 6 ventures on the right side of the map itself, which made the map turn pink, and I like that idea, and I did like that concept itself. Story, if applicable, I enjoyed every second of it. I'm not going to knock it. I really enjoyed the story. I had a lot of fun playing through the story. I didn't get bored at all. The only time I got bored was with the side missions because they became extremely repetitive over and over again. And I got bored. I really did. So, story, I really enjoyed it. I saw the turning point a mile away. I even said it on stream that what I thought was going to happen, and yeah. But I really enjoyed the story itself. I think it worked quite well. Again, not sure if this should have just been another Saints Row game in the list of them. I don't get the remake, but again, that's just me. Online co-op. I did play this game on my own. I didn't venture into doing any online co-op. I got people inviting to join my session. I just turned it off because it got annoying. So I went to forums to have a look to see what people were saying around the online co-op, and oh dear. Oh dear. It would appear by a massive majority of people are having horrendous issues with the co-op. Mass disconnections, a lot of people getting the host is busy errors. But yeah, there are forums out, loads of them, and Reddit is blowing up with so many people having issues with this game co-op wise. Thank God, thank God I just did it on my own, because if I was playing with a friend and I would have encountered all those issues while reviewing this game, I would have definitely lost my cool. I definitely would have. But yeah, you can go to Google, you can Reddit these. It is public, talking about the review, and it's not just Xbox as well. It's happening across the board, where this game is a unplayable mess - disaster when it comes to co-op and online. And when you do a game like this that's built from the ground up with co-op in mind, you need to make sure that is polished. If it's not polished, that's one thing people are going to complain about very quickly. And yeah, that's again a massive disappointment, because I think I would have really enjoyed running around in this game with a friend, side by side companions and stuff like that, but not if that sort of level of breakage is there. No, thank you, not at all. The purchase price, digital price, and value of content. I've already gone through that at the beginning itself, but I'll reiterate again. Base price £60 on Xbox's store, £85 for the Gold Edition, £95 for the Platinum Edition. The Platinum Edition does come with the Saints Row 3 remastered game as well, so you're getting 2 games in one deal. But for £95 is a hefty price tag. And I'm sorry, but base games should not be 60 quid. I'm sorry, that's just how I've felt for a long time. If I was going to go out and buy it, I would have gone straight for the physical edition at $49.85, because that is cheaper already. And if I don't like the game, I can sell the game and make some more money back at the end of the day. I don't think £60 for a base game is fair. I think that's ridiculous. $49.99 I think is the highest. $44.99 is like the best pricing for games in my eyes, but that's just me. Is there value of content in it? For £60? 50-50. Yes and no. A lot of the repetition, like I said, it for me, it did get boring. But for people who are in it for like achievements, who are trying to go for a full 100 out of 100 on all of them, then I think, yeah, the value of content is definitely there, as long as you can tolerate the repetition with a lot of the missions, because I mean you can replay them once you complete them anyway, so that's even more repetition. But yeah, it might get boring after a little while, especially when the AI is so bad. and I should cover that. Like I said, I've got notes which I will go through and add more to the review itself. But in terms, this does fall into glitches and bugs, and also fall down into stability. The AI in this game are super bad. Like, no intelligence whatsoever. They smash into each other, they blow each other up, they shoot each other, they run each other over. It's a god-awful mess in terms of AI. And that's something that I was really hoping wouldn't be a thing. It's 2022, for crying out loud. The AI was awful. And at times I didn't even have to do anything, and the AIs would start freaking out and going absolutely crazy. And if I landed a helicopter too near certain mission NPCs, they would also freak out too, and I'd have to reset the area just to get the NPC to come back. Yeah. Any additional notes taken? Bugs. I just wrote, that's all I wrote, bugs, because the game is completely full of it. Some funny, some just game breaking, so you'd have to reboot the game just to fix the problem itself. Side missions get boring, we've already hit on. Terrible AI intelligence, copyright safe music, already hit on there. There is a vast amount of options that you can play with within this game to actually trigger whether or not you want it to be hard in certain parts or easier in certain. I think that's fantastic for people that struggle with this game, so they can actually fine tweak the difficulty to make it easier or harder for themselves. I really love that touch. There was so many customization options that, again, I think a lot of it is just catered for PC users, and it was just ported over to console users. We console users don't need that much, to be fair. Not as much as PC, but we'll take it, I guess. The expansion pass is not sold separately. Why not? If someone buys Saints Row base game for $59.99 and wants the expansion pass, they can't buy it separately. I went to the Xbox store and it's not sold separately. It says it. So, are they screwed completely because of that? It is sold with the Gold Edition and the Platinum Edition, but it's not sold. I don't get that. Usually a season pass is about 10-15 quid. If that's what it is. The expansion pass is most likely a season pass in some way, or just extra content. But I think you should have sold it separately so people can at least experience the expansion pass. My opinion, yeah, yay, nay. And that's pretty much everything that I've written down. From shoink to shoink, all the way down. Overall, I enjoyed the game. Yes, I'm not going to knock it. I enjoyed the game. But there are a lot of negatives towards this. I mean, a lot. They stack. The audio being one, the music situation, that to me is a massive missed opportunity, and a lot of the missions not having music, that killed the buzz and the vibe a lot of the times itself. And the bugs. The bugs are insane. And the broken co-op online. So, I mean, with that and with everything that I talked about, it does knock down the score considerably. Yes, the customization options in this game are absolutely fantastic, just over the top brilliant. You could do so much with the character customization to make your own unique character look so specific or like exclusive to you. Yes, that's fantastic. You can do the same with guns. You can completely customize the guns, how they look, spray paints, vehicles. Again, it's crazy. It's extremely similar, like I said, to GTA. But in 2022, I expect more in terms of polished than anything else. And that's one thing I think devs, Q&A teams, even people who, set deadlines, they need to take into consideration that polishedness is vital right now, with a lot of games that are coming out that are broken to shit. And with that in mind, I'm happy scoring the game above average because I did have fun. 6.5. out of 10. I think it's fair, but I'm not willing to go any more than that. Do I think people should run out and buy this game in the condition it's in? No. I would say wait. I would say wait until more patches and more fixes are rolled down to fix and correct a lot of the problems within the game itself. And yeah, I'm happy just leaving it there. But again, I know it's above average scoring, but the game, it could have done better. It could have done better. And yes, I got the game for free, but that's not going to sway my opinion on the votes and the review. It's not going to, just because I got it for free doesn't mean I'm going to score it the highest score possible out of 10. No, that's not how, I'm sorry, but that's not how I've always done it. I've always been open and honest around my reviews, and my community respect me for that, and I'm going to stand with it. So, Saints Row 2022 scores for me 6.5 out of 10. I would say hold off, wait for lots of updates to come down to patch and fix things and to give people a much better playing experience. But that's just my opinion at the end of the day. Thank you for watching the review. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.